Welcome back, this is Darvillis. This is episode 7 of our Let's Play on the Direwolf20 mod pack, take 2. Today we're going to set up some clear glass. We're going to build a animal ranch area and a wheat farm to feed all those wonderful animals. So let's get started here. To make molten glass and turn that into clear glass.
To make a penguin enclosure!
No. I'm making my ranch to deal with the sheep. But thank you.
But a penguin enclosure is much cooler.
Yes, it is. I wonder if you can get feathers by using a rancher on penguins.
No.
I wonder if they give good meat.
No. Rancher, not grinder.
Oh, okay. I got confused.
Okay, so I'm going to take a sludge boiler. And I'm going to go down here. What I have done is I have added 2 more furnaces that are facing the wrong direction. I've changed out the planter's power and the harvester's power with the redstone conduit. And I've brought down liquid duct from the harvesters to bring the sludge down to the sludge boiler, which I've buried downstairs. And you can see it right there. And it's piping out items that come up through this pipe into the iron pipe and out this way. If you look down here, you can see stuff eventually, maybe, come out of there and join into this pipe and go off that direction with everything else. If we run down here a little ways, there. Clay. So we get clay, tainted sand, sand, and soul sand on occasion. Very nice stuff. It's relatively mostly free. Now I buried it that far down away from me where I'll never be able to get to it because it makes you sick. And it's a bad thing to have happen. See, sand, clay, all going that way. Now these rooms, these wonderful 5x5 rooms, they're going to be animal pens. And I'm going to put in I'm going to put in a feeder and a chronotyper into this one. And I'll put a feeder and chronotyper into this one. This one over here will have a rancher and just keep some sheep. The feeder will feed the animals in this pen and that pen. And the chronotyper will move them into here. And from here I will have a grinder which will then kill the poor animals. Before I can really do that, I need... Wow, that's loud. I need a wheat farm. So we will come back to that after I figure out what to do about a wheat farm. Alright, so we need to make a chest, an ME chest. And the reason we need an ME chest is because we've got a couple chips that are filling up and I want to see what's on them. But there's no way to see what's on an individual chest within our current system. Which, kind of, not much fun. So, we're just gonna open this back up. There we go. I'm gonna pull one of these out because we might need it later. Alright, what do we got on this one? Now this doesn't actually remove it from my system, it's all still here. Okay. I'm not seeing anything that looks like anything that I've got in my deep storage system, so I'm not worried about that one. How about this one? gravel. Let's rip out that gravel. What's tainted soil used for? Dirt. I have a lot of dirt. Okay. Let's just put this back in there for now. Let's go downstairs. Now let's check out, do we have a deep storage that has dirt? It should be in this one. Nothing. And dirt's going all the way zipping past what was stored in this one. We were storing rubber wood, but we're kicking all of our rubber wood out into our condenser, which is right down here. I have an export set up that is saying, hey, kick all of the rubber wood out of the system and into this ME condenser. And right now it's trying to make me a singularity, and it's on its way, but it's going to take a while. Yes. Alright, so that's going to take a little while for it to build that. But that means that this deep storage no longer really necessary. So I could put dirt in here. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to do just that. Alright. Now we got dirt. Now the problem is, we already have dirt in our system. So we need what is called a partition editor. Oh, we don't have another conversion matrix, so I don't think. Uh-oh. Where am I getting cobblestone from? Oh. I used that to block off all the different directions of cobblestone. With cobblestone, thinking I'll never send cobblestone through that pipe. And at the original time when I set up that pipe, I wouldn't have. But I've moved my quarry tesseract that receives items up here, and so now it comes through this diamond pipe. And charcoal should still go upstairs to our boilers that way. Everything else should come straight down. This is a feed for the iron to come back into the system. So let's see, gravel. We've picked up a lot of gravel here someplace. Sand, do I have any sand on it? No, sandstone. Gravel. I really need to label these at some point. Task 9 billion. There we go. Dirt's going into that chest. Sand is going into that chest. Now, right now I have iron ore going up into this pulverizer furnace and tin ore going up into this one. And it spits back down this way. The whole point here is to get those smelted. The reason I chose iron is because I'm always running out of iron. So I'd rather have it come in and get processed right away, or as much as possible. And the tin, I seem to have a lot more tin at the end of running the quarry last time than I had of any of the other ores, aside from iron. So I decided to set up one for that. I can later on set up more here very easily to go for all the other ore types. Shouldn't be a problem, but I'd like to get some more quartz, which is why we're running the quarry. Alright, if we go down one more floor, very briefly, you'll see this is just our floor with all our storage buses. The storage buses are all connected to the bottom of the deep storage. See, deep storage, wool, 14 wool, not a lot of wool. And there's a reason for that, but we'll come back to that too later. And of course, netherwort. Why do we only have 59 netherwort, you say? Same reason that we only have 14 wool. Our farms are not set up for these things yet, but we're working on them. Anyway, the condenser, it will make us a singularity. I don't know why I want one yet, but I want one. It sounds cool. Ooh, it's gonna rain. They sound really cool. It takes a lot of items to make one, so I threw a little storage cell in here, right, to hold stuff temporarily, and it's attempting to make one. We'll see what happens. Right now we're attempting to set up a wheat farm, and then once we have a wheat farm going and we have wheat production, we'll be able to take that wheat and send it off to feeders to feed the animals in our animal pens, which we have to set up as well, but one thing at a time. So first, let's get our harvester and planters. So we will make a flower pot pattern. Now, I like having everything in my system so I can make something from scratch by just requesting it. It's just me. See, I've got my rancher already set up to be made, but I'm not quite to the point yet where I have enough quartz to make all the patterns I need. So we'll come back to this later and making more patterns. I kind of make them as I go, but I try to be able to make all the parts, because the machines, if I say craft me a planter, and it knows all the recipes for all the individual parts, it's actually smart enough to make all of them. So for example here, right, I can say pot, make me a pot, and it's going to make one out of the brick in the system. If there was no brick, I have taught the system. Boom. Okay, see, brick. I've taught the system how to make the bricks. So it knows how to make the bricks, so I can just now do this and go, hey, I've got a planter. But look, I've got all these other machines too. I need a harvester. Oh, let's go ahead and put that in. I need an axe that isn't used. I can craft one of those. And I need shears, which I have also, shears, there we go. Which I have also taught the system how to make. So we'll tell it to make 2 of those. I can take this harvester, and voila. I now have a harvester and a planter, both of which I needed. Alright, so I did not know this, but I do know that heat sand and tainted soil, both of which I'm getting from my sludge boiler, I believe, together make soul sand. Didn't know that. Extremely useful information. So I'm not going to throw those out. I have been keeping this chunk loaded here with a spot loader because it's part of the house. You can see I keep my chunk lines on at the moment. And all these squid are just kind of hanging out. And I'm really thinking about running a rancher out there to the middle of the water and just plopping it down, running it some power, and letting it collect ink sacs. That stairway runs over to Tony's and Sharkfang's house. Sharkfang? I think it's Sharkfang. Now, they were on earlier and they asked me for a little help building, so I threw up a building real fast for them. Although, I'm not really happy with the fact that things can get on the roof, so let's just rip this out. There. But yeah, see, you can see my tree from their place. Hopefully, they'll be on soon, and working on this. Otherwise, I'm going to finish their deck and put on pink railing. And there's the door that goes in here. 50 billion doors. here's my room for all the machines for my farm that I'm going to build. And here's the area I've leveled out for the farm. You can see I haven't bothered lighting it up. And in large part that's because I'm not too worried about mobs spawning up here. Go, planter. There we go, harvester. Give you some power, there you go. Except, none of this is connected to power yet. Now I happen to know that this chunk here is loaded. And so is this one. And I have power already available right there. By the way, never dig straight down in Minecraft. Bad idea. Now the thing is, as soon as I connect these, they're going to have power. And then I try to do stuff. But there's nothing for them to do at this particular moment. So they will just fill up on power, and then they'll sit there idly saying, I have nothing to do. But what do we want this one to do? We want... well, we need some upgrades. The problem with building a house with floors that have 3 high or higher is Endermen will come to visit you. The good news is they usually bring an Ender Pearl. So after all that counting I did, I decided I was just going to throw some diamond or some emerald upgrades in. Make life easier. If some trees grow too high, it might pick up some trees. Oh, this could be bad. So, let's talk about the tree for a moment. For those of you who missed an earlier episode, where I'd hooked up a harvester all the way over there, it, for whatever reason, ate that part of the house. From where that cobblestone starts, all the way up there. However, this already has power, so it does not appear to have eaten the house. So I'm not going to worry. Well, I haven't put the upgrade in. So I'm going to put the upgrade in, and now we're just going to sit back and see if it eats the house. Nope. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. Because I'm going to have to come around this machine. And I'm going to come with the diamond pipe into here. I'm going to tell it just to send the seeds in there. Completely block off these. Right, okay. Okay, he's upstairs, don't care.
Who's upstairs?
Zombie!
Oh.
Okay, so now, sludge should drop down there, great. Items will come out the side of there, power is going in there. What a convoluted mess. Okay, so I should have really had this pipe on the other side of the power, and each of these over one more, but that's alright. Then it could have been nicer, but...
You don't need to worry about no stinking beautification.
That's why I got you, right?
If you need it, I'm here.
I appreciate it. Okay, what other kind of seeds do I need? What other kind of seeds are picked?
Oops.
Just
You've got
stack that.
the wheat, and you got the what do you call it?
Barley?
Barley, and that's the only 2 seeds I know of in game. Except maybe the pumpkin seeds and the watermelon seeds.
Yeah, but those don't get replanted. Right? Those are kind of pick once and or plant once and it's good.
Right. Okay.
Well, that planted a much larger area than I thought it would, and not exactly the area I had hoped.
Oops. Now, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Well, eh. Uh-oh. I did goof here. So I'm just gonna...
You goof never.
Yeah. I goof more than anybody. I forgot to put the barley seeds in the diamond pipe. There we go. So there's our farm. And over time, it's going to get bigger, all on its own. That's it. Our wheat farm is up and running. We have some barley growing. We might add some nether work and a couple other things here a little later on. But for now, it's up and going. So until next time, dig safe, my friends.